like good drama as much as the next person. But how is this
Praise
possible?
be, bitches.
I mean,
it is
think about it.
InsaneLayne, and today
How
we're
would she know
checking
where to
out
go?
Hulu's
How
The
would she ever
Handmaid's
get in the front
Tale,
door?
episode 9,
She's a
The
handmaid
Bridge.
walking alone, and
The
there are
episode
guardians
starts by
on every
showing
block
off.
who would have questioned
It's
her.
a beautiful crane shot. Near silence, it's a long, steady shot. It's peaceful, tranquil,
There's also black vans everywhere that would have noticed her,
And
and
then
don't
it's
tell me they
awful.
take the night shift off.
Henceforth, all
How did she get to the
generations
baby?
shall call me blessed.
Did no one in the house try to stop her? The Martha, guardians, I assume the baby has a nanny of some kind.
Sorry.
Is the baby completely
Janine is being forced to
unsupervised?
hand over the
Did he
baby
make a
in
fuss when
ritualistic
being
fashion.
smuggled out of the house?
Naturally, she's struggling, but Aunt Lydia's on hand to electrocute her if she gets too,
Then when
out
running
of
away
hand
with
or
the baby that she's somehow
emotional
taken
about
with nobody
handing
noticing,
over her biological child
how did she
to
then
two
make it
very
several blocks
horrible
to this
people.
bridge?
Don't you?
And
Of
in a
one?
society very concerned with handmaids committing suicide,
We will
why
cherish
is
this
this
child
bridge not
always.
guarded all the
I
time?
so want to slap
Literally,
the wife.
why is there not
What a
barricades so that
fucking
nobody
bitch.
can walk onto it and
wow,
jump?
do I want to punch him in the face?
Or fences?
But he does talk to Janine.
We have
and
those on
convinces her
bridges
to hand
here
over the baby.
for that exact
The way he
reason.
talks to her is a bit weird. It's almost like they're
And we
talking
don't live in
code or
Gilead.
something. Or like this is rehearsed, and maybe it is. Consider their relationship. Remember that he's filled her head with lies. He's been fucking her in freaky and perverted ways for at least a year. And prior to Gilead, she was already a victim of gang rape and likely had a child as a result of that. A child that would have been taken away when Gilead came to power and she was sent to the Red Center. So this is someone who's already damaged and traumatized from before, has had one child taken from them, and is now having a second child taken from them. And that's after being subjected to...
And who led them on? Whose fault was it?
I don't know.
Whose fault was it, girls?
Her fault. Her fault. Her fault. Her fault.
over and over and over and over, telling her that the rapes were all her fault, that she deserved to lose her child, that she is a bad mother. Then she's dressed in red and told that she's only useful for her body and for making babies. And then along comes this guy who says, I love you, Janine. I care about you, Janine. I want to have a life with you, run away with you. We'll be a happy family, just me, you, and the baby. I respect you, Janine. I really do. She's never heard things like that before, I'm sure. And I'm sure that they talked about this, that he would have spoken to her about it. I'm sure she would have been begging him, when are you taking me away? Why haven't we left yet? What are we going to do? They're coming to take the baby. And I'm sure he told her, hey, just give me some time to sort some stuff out. You go on to your next post. Act like everything's normal. I will come for you. I will definitely come for you with the baby, and we'll have the fairy tale, Janine. Until then, you just pretend.
He's coming for me.
And she believes him. It's everything she's ever wanted to hear. And after all, he promised. June then continues her theme of being reckless by asking about Mayday in the middle of a crowd and getting rightly shut down. Back with Janine, it seems there's no time off in Gilead as she is taken directly from handing over the baby to a new home to begin to serve.
If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity. Praise be. See how they welcome you.
This is fucked up on so many levels. She's just handed over a child, been placed in a van with curtains, practically blindfolded, taken blind to a new location, and told that she is no longer of Warren, completely forget that life.
You are of Daniel now.
They live really far.
Far from what, dear?
Are you kidding me? This is stupid even for Gilead. How do they not see the massive problems coming? And I think Aunt Lydia does. I think she has a very strong suspicion that Janine is not okay and that this is not going to end well. But also she seems to have a resolution that that's just the way of it. That's the lot of these girls. And there's nothing she can do about it. We then get Serena Joy and Mrs. Putnam going for a walk with baby Angela. And because of the baby, they have not one but two armed guards behind them. Isn't Gilead supposed to be safe? Especially for women and babies? You know, freedom from and all that. Nah, they still need the AKs. We get more proof that Mrs. Putnam is a complete raving bitch.
He needs that horrid girl, right? It's like living with a feral cat.
In case I wasn't clear the first time, what a bitch! Though it is nice to see Serena Joy being tortured by having to watch someone else not appreciate the thing that she wants more than anything. Then we're back with the Handmaid shopping, and there's a few things to note. Watch the background, the upper left. Two things of note. We finally see a street sign, and it's numbers, coordinates of some kind. And on the reverse shot, there's a snowflake decoration on a lamppost. I'm almost certain this is down to location, because as far as we know, Gilead has not been seen or shown to celebrate any kind of holidays, or just to decorate in general. In fact, they seem to have done away with that kind of, I don't know, opulence. But because I live where this was filmed, I recognize those snowflake decorations. They put them up every winter. They should be putting them up any day now. And if you think that's hokey, it's Ontario. We celebrate winter while we still have it. But at long last, June does finally get to do something to help Mayday. And they know all about Jezebels. And they want her to go back there to get a package. Tonight. One thing I like in this scene is the reverse from June's POV. There's such an obvious sign cover happening on the fence behind her that it's a teeny bit distracting. But it is a good scene because June is being given the opportunity to do something for the Resistance like she's been wanting for weeks, maybe months now. But she also has the ultimate problem. How to get back to Jezebel's, how to get the commander to take her, and how to do it tonight in just a few hours. And then, of course, she's going to have to deal with the commander's expectation of what he deserves for giving her such a treat. However, all those games of Scrabble haven't been for nothing, and she's got him figured out pretty well by now. Stroking his ego will get her everywhere.
Our adventure.
Enjoyed that. Did you?
Yes. Very much. It's just so exciting.
I like that she goes back to being smart and careful here. She does not directly ask to go back to Jezebel's. She lets him bring it up. And he's feeling emboldened. And like he wants to get some. So yes, he'll take her. He'll even take her tonight. I like the banter in the car. It's really good. She's having some real fun here. I think in her mind, she's the covert spy on the undercover mission, and she's having a blast. Plus, she gets to get in a few shots at Nick, which he totally deserves for being such a jerk last episode. But all doesn't go quite according to plan because the commander's all in a hurry tonight, and it's straight to the bedroom, no time to stop at the bar, where the package is. Then we see how Serena Joy must have spent the entire day as she's knitted a blanket for a hope chest that we see full of baby stuff, just packed to the brim. She must have been making stuff for years. One question. Why is it so dark in this room? I count 4 lamps on plus a fireplace going, and yet there is no way she can see well enough to be doing the hand-stitched detail she's doing on this blanket. I also point out, her being awake at this hour, when they've already left, is further proof of how reckless everyone is being. What if she went to check on Offred and found her missing? What if she tried to find her husband and found him missing? What if she hears them come back? What if she notices that her cloak is gone?
I'm sorry. I thought the commander came home hungry.
He's in his office.
Can I help you with anything?
Suspicion confirmed. Rita does know the commander is gone. I love the way she hides it. Now, the bigger question, does she know that Offred is with him? Probably. I love the way she just turns away ever so slightly and changes the subject. So they have tea in the form of booze, and this is the first real conversation between these two, so it's Serena Joy's turn to vent.
You should hear Naomi Putnam. She goes on and on about how her baby keeps her awake at night.
To complain about such a miracle.
She should appreciate every moment.
We get some background on Rita, and we learn that she has lost a son in the Civil War. I love Serena Joy's reaction. She does not dare ask what side that boy died on. So she falls back on something that I have noticed is a habit of hers. Scripture. When she's inadvertently walked into an awkward situation or had a moment of being genuinely honest or emotional or revealing part of herself, she will then quickly recover by quoting scripture. Then over to poor crazy Janine. Seems it's ceremony night because that's just so great to do on your first night after you just handed over the baby and everything. Yeah, great plan there. It's not going so well. The wife's all eager and cheerful, but Janine is, she's really struggling. Where's Warren? This isn't right. And it doesn't help when the commander comes in and without so much as a hello, starts painfully raping her. At which point it's all too much and she just cannot take it.
Get off me! Get the fuck off me! Don't you fucking touch me!
What's the matter?
Where's Warren?
You're of Daniel now.
No.
God, I wish she'd kicked him in the nuts. But I really want to know what happened after this scene. Did the commander grab her and just throw her down and keep raping her? Did they call Aunt Lydia to electrocute her? Did they call guardians? What did they do? Then we're back to Jezebel's, where June is unsuccessfully trying to play the commander to get down to the bar, but he thinks he's smart, because he knows that she went to see Moira, and he thinks that's why she wants to go to the bar, to see her friend. So, being the awesome guy that he is, well, he's arranged for them to meet right here in the hotel room. And if they'd like to put on a little lesbian show in gratitude, he's all fine with that too.
I know her too. I thought you'd welcome this little reunion. Aren't you friends?
Not that kind of friend.
Thankfully, though, this time he does take no for an answer when told they ain't like that. Moira and June finally get a chance to have an actual conversation, however brief. And we see how Moira has survived.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm a prisoner and a whore.
Moira.
No, hey, it's Ruby now.
But June is not having it. Moira made her a promise, and she is going to hold her to it.
When all of this was over, you promised. You fucking pinky swore.
They part on bad terms, giving the commander more of a chance to be an epic dick. They make it home without being caught somehow, because Serena Joy is still up. Fred is quick to brush her off, but does seem to confirm that they sleep apart. Offred turns in too and starts dreaming of better times, but is soon being shaken awake.
Offred, wake up.
Wake up, get dressed. Hurry up, get up.
Something is very, very wrong. And we see what it is.
And let me have Angela.
Her name is Charlotte! You lying fuck!
Oh, poor crazy Janine. She's somehow run away from her new post, made it back to the Putnams, broken in, stolen the baby, then run from that house and made it to this bridge. Pause it. I like good drama as much as the next person, but how is this possible? I mean, think about it. How would she know where to go? How would she ever get back in the front door? She's a handmaid walking alone, and there are guardians on every block who would have questioned her. There's also black vans everywhere that would have noticed her, and don't tell me they take the night shift off. How did she get to the baby?
Did no one in the house try to stop her? The Martha, the guardians, I assume the baby has a nanny of some kind. Was the baby completely unsupervised? Didn't make a fuss when being smuggled out of the house? Then when running away with a baby that she's somehow taken with nobody noticing, how did she then make it several blocks to this bridge? And in a society very concerned with handmaids committing suicide, why is this bridge not guarded all the time? Literally, why is there not barricades so that nobody can walk onto it and jump? Or fences? We have those on bridges here for that exact reason. And we don't live in Gilead. Back to the titular bridge, and questions aside, everyone is acting the shit out of this scene. I especially love Ann Dowd's performance. She is perfectly in character. Very worried, not just for the baby, but for one of her girls. She really does care about them in her own way. As they try to talk Janine down, she spills everything.
You said we would be a family!
She's not well.
I was well enough to suck your cock. I did every fucked up thing you wanted. All the freaky shit she'd never do because you promised me!
I love the glare from his wife as she is told what he's been up to under her nose.
We would run off and we would be a family! Alright, that's enough!
Ugh. Her bitch factor knows no bounds because this is just stupid right now. Offred's been brought here to talk Janine down. She's the closest thing Janine has to a friend. Maybe, just maybe, Janine will listen to her. But listen first to the words of Aunt Lydia.
Make her listen. Save that child.
Save the child. No mention of saving Janine. And do not mistake that for her not caring, because she does. I will get to that in a minute. June does her best, but they both know Janine is not coming down. This is it for her. She offers Offred the chance to join in.
Come with me.
I can't. I'm sorry.
I love that she actually takes that moment and considers it. While she can't talk Janine down, she does get Janine to hand over Charlotte, keeping her safe. Janine says goodbye and...
Bye.
But it seems that is not high enough, and they can't just let her die because these people are way more cruel than that.
May the Lord keep you in his mercy. You stupid girl.
Aunt Lydia will watch over her and pray for her, but does think that she is a very stupid girl. From Aunt Lydia's point of view, Janine has the charmed life. She had a baby, a good one, which is God's highest blessing. She then got sent to a swanky new post in a great house with a rich family. She was welcomed lovingly, like a prized and cherished possession. And she's thrown it all away now. Stupid girl indeed. Janine does get a small bit of justice as Commander Putnam is hauled off by Guardians, possibly to never return. I'm curious what would happen to his wife if he's executed. How would she be provided for? Would she get to keep the baby? Would she be forced to remarry another commander? Is there such a thing as widows in Gilead? I really want to know. And Serena Joy gets a bit of comeuppance too.
It's not going to be easy without your husband.
Don't you worry about your own husband. We all know what happened with your first handmaid. Men don't change.
As smart and cunning as she is, her husband is her blind spot. After what happened with the first handmaid, I'm sure that he promised her never again. I love only you, honey. It was a momentary lapse. I'm so terribly sorry. and I love you and only you forever and all the rest, and she believed him. And it seems our dear Moira isn't as broken as she herself would like to believe. And that ain't all. Yep, she's out of there.
Made me laugh? It's a tough one for this episode, but I gotta go with...
Men don't change.
What can I say? I enjoy her pain. You go, girl, for Moira, pulling a successful escape and spilling some blood to do so. Nitpick. Not much to choose from. This is a very well put together episode, but being local to where large parts of it were shot, I can pick out a lot of cover-up and little things in the background that, you know, just irk you that teeny little bit if you spot them. Ironic feminist? Aunt Lydia, hands down. She hits it out of the park with her custom blend of concern for the handmaids and rigid belief in the system. Dick of the episode? No surprise, it's the commander, for arranging the meet between Moira and June for pornographic reasons and for literally everything he says in that scene.
And that is my review of Hulu's The Handmaid's Tale, Episode 9, The Bridge. I am InsaneLayne. Blessed be, bitches. Bye-bye.